Okay, this is an entire quilt that you're looking at. It's a queen size, and each block is about 20 inches by 20 inches. And this is how I run it through the sewing machine. First, I've rolled up the entire quilt down to where it's about 18 inches or so wide. Next thing I do is take the last row of blocks there and lay them out like so that they line up, give or take, about right. Before I get to this, let's do this. The way I keep all the lines in the continuity between lines from each row into the next row of blocks is I take my chalk pencil, wherever it is, chalk pencil, and a little ruler. I managed to lose that too. Here it is. I just take my little ruler, and for each of the places where I want it to line up perfect, which to show you is the red sashing here, I want those to line up, and then the dark red flowers here, I want that to line up. So what I do is take my pencil and okay, that roll is not fun. There it is. I take my actual chalk pencil and then I just lay the ruler down and make a line each of the places that it has to line up at. There we go. Okay, now we get everything lined up to go to the sewing machine. So I lay this out, make sure it stays rolled up nice. And take this and just get everything roughly in place. And next thing I do is I take the whole bundle of everything and just fan it. forth like so. Okay, and now I'm ready to go to the sewing machine. And I'm working with the Viking Opal 690Q, which is a home machine. Okay. And all I do is lay everything right here in my lap. Take the first part of the fold. And let's see. There we go. Okay. So this is going to be I've got to lay it backwards. I've got her all mixed up. Okay, so this goes back like so. Here we go. Okay. So then I just lay the quilt out so that it's rolled out. This is my last row of quilt blocks. And then this is the end where I get to attach everything. And then those marks I made, and I do have it upside down. I want to start from the other end. Here we go. Okay. Now, the marks I made, all I do is take, line the first one up with the mark, and then to double check, I just look in here and it's lined up perfect. And then I get everything lined up to start on the sewing. And I slide under the sewing machine, put my presser foot down, and then pick everything up. And it's not normally this much work, it's just me today. And once you get started, everything just kind of flows out of your lap right through the sewing machine. So here we go. Okay. Now, what I'm doing is pinching where I want that seam at. And with my left hand, what I'm doing is just pulling the fabric back and forth to get it to line up properly. And we get going. I'm slightly off. There we go. And then I stop at that seam once the needles pass through so that everything's held in place. I readjust. Get ready for the next one, which is this seam right here. Make sure that they line up. Here we go. And then here's my next one. sure my seam goes under. Okay. Get the next one lined up, which is right there. The seam allowance goes underneath. And we're almost to the next one. Mark, line up. And I just keep doing this all the way through. As you can see, once you get everything in place and started, it goes real smooth. And then we go to our next mark, which is right here. Next one. And I'm just going to rest my finger on it and let it feed in. And we get to the next one. And we check our alignment here, and you can notice everything's lining up pretty good. This will definitely show you where your seam allowances stack up if you're making any mistakes. Okay, rolling, get everything flattened out again, and all I'm doing is letting it roll off the back of the table. Next one. Come down to our next one. next one. Make sure those line up. Okay, next I would go to the ironing board and iron that row, but I'm going to put it on the cutting board to show you how it looks. Into the cutting board. And what we're looking at, the seam we just did is right along there. And the marks are lining up here, here, and here. I wanted to make sure those were lined up so that everything kind of had nice continuity through the whole quilt. And there she is.